Special shout out to Brown for just giving me today's card. I love it, and I love you, buddy. Hello Tube Dwellers and welcome. I'm the Arcadean and this is Mabinogi Duel. Today's deck showcases a card from the latest FODP expansion, Leaf Ninja Hikaru. One of my favorites from way back when she was in the lab, if you saw that live stream, and still a really fun card to play. She's not one of those super strong, OP, meta-defining cards, but nevertheless, she does have a lot of power, a lot of versatility, and she, as I say, she's just a lot of fun to use. Isn't that what it's all about, really? Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the deck then. So it's a three resource deck as per usual, and we start out with the Elf. Low cost, nature creature, you just need those there. With the recent changes to Hyena King, making it a 2 cost rather than a 1 cost, we're all back to Elves and Elephants. So, next up we have the Hidden Spider. Because we're using Heavy Offering, we don't want the Ambush Vine because we don't want to play that on our first turn. So Hidden Spider is there, just in case our opponent decides to get tricky with spells. Next up is Skeleton, 1 cost dark creature. Same as the Elf, you just need these low cost 1 cost creatures so that you have an answer on your first turn. Next up is Heavy Offering with the upsurge of Elves and Elephants again. Now that Hyena King's out of the running, we just use Heavy Offering. Very, very useful for those turn 1 Elves and Elephants, and also quite useful in later turns as well, if you just pay attention to your enemy's health point values. Next up, we have the Ritual of Darkness. We use this both to activate Hikaru if necessary, but also in combination with the Betrayal, because then we can betray somebody onto our side of the field, ritual them, and then we can afford basically any of our Darkness cards. Then we have Goblin Bomb Squad. Standard, low-cost gold creature, excellent defense, pretty good offense, a creature that demands an answer but is almost guaranteed to kill whoever it's in front of. Very powerful, very versatile card. Same sort of thing with the Goblin Shredder, except this one is predominantly orientated towards murdering nature cards, of which there are a lot right now. Ellerin is sort of meta-defining at the moment, so Goblin Shredder really helps out with stuff like that. Very useful card. And command hunting rather than a normal hunt, because we're using so many low-cost creatures, we're pretty much guaranteed that we can always put something in the middle of the battlefield, so command hunting. Next up is Betrayal. Now, Betrayal works out in a whole variety of ways. We can betray and then Ritual of Darkness. We can, and that'll obviously charge up towards our higher level dark cards. We can also use Heavy Offering in order to create a Calamus on the enemy side of the field, and if the Calamus builds up to a high enough attack value, we can simply betray it onto our side of the field, use that attack value to get final fatal blows and things like that. So Betrayal has a lot of interesting little combos. Next up, Flame Emission, standard AoE attack card. We're not running nature, we're not running mana or light, so we don't have access to those kind of high-end area of effect, so Flame Emission. It's still a very good card, and you always need an AoE. Next up, we have Skeleton Knight. Very powerful card, very versatile card, difficult for your opponent to remove because they basically have to kill it twice, and it synergizes very well with the Ritual of Darkness. So, have him in there as an alternate finisher. And finally, Leaf Ninja Hikaru. As I said before, not the most powerful card in the meta at the moment, but definitely got a niche use, very strong when used correctly, and just an awful lot of fun. Now, if you were going to create a deck that was used Hikaru as its sole win condition, then I would advise switching out one of these colors. I would advise switching out gold, in fact, for light, and use something like Faith and Certain Victory. 1 cost spell cards that can target your side of the field, and then probably some Orperia, Nevia kind of shenanigans there. But we are going for a safer variant of Hikaru deck, where she's very, very useful. She can turn the tide of battle, but she's not necessary to our win condition. So, let's dive into a couple of battles and see how she goes. Okay, Wow, that's a long name. Japanese player first Dan using the cat merchant hero Mono Gold. 4 mutants. Okay, interesting. Starts out with a leopard. All right, decent. I'm sad. Oh, okay. We don't want the AI to take this away from us, so we'll put the elf down in front. Yeah, see what he does. Actually, should probably respond to that, shouldn't we? The I'm sad. I'm not really sure what it was supposed to indicate, though, so I'm not really sure how to respond, so we'll just say hello. Alright, let's see. Charging up, that's fine. What a nice card, meow. Okay. I think what we're going to do then is it's a bit of a resource overcommitment, but we'll remove the leopard. It looks like this guy is probably charging up towards something pretty brutal, so we want to take... Ooh, that's unfortunate. We want to take the experience lead if possible. Now, unfortunately, that play has put him to being able to level up as well, and now he takes a slight EXP lead. But we'll drop our own Goblin Shredder. And we will put Hidden Spider into the grave. That way, even if he removes Goblin Shredder with a spell, we will still have 4 damage out onto the field. Okay, so Paralyzing Bullet comes out, not technically removing it with a spell, so that's actually even better, because it means that the Goblin Shredder doesn't outright kill the opposing Goblin Shredder. Countering us with a Goblin Bomb Squad. Alright, so he is worried about chip damage then. Because Bomb Squad against the Hidden Spider... it's a strong resource commitment for that sort of thing. Now, unfortunately, their HP values are just a little bit off being able to heavy offering them, which is a shame, but yeah, so it goes. We'll block with a skeleton. We're trying not to use up too much nature because we want to bring out Hikaru. Also, possibly, he's got some sort of big gold creature. So I want to be able to betray that if possible, but as other guys, I'm a little bit worried about that gold guy. We'll remove these 2 just because it gives us a nice opening. We'll just have to leave that little goblin over there for now, even though it is generating a decent amount of resources. Hyena King comes out. Okay, so this might actually... I mean, this could possibly be a Hyena deck, but that doesn't seem likely, given that there were only 4 mutants at the beginning. So, Well, we'll drop the Skeleton Knight rather, down there, and we'll just charge up. That way, the Skeleton Warrior is basically guaranteed to kill the Goblin on our next turn. If he wanted to get rid of the Skeleton Knight and prevent the Goblin's death, he'd have to kill it twice. It seems unlikely. Okay, so he's just going to charge up. It does seem like he's aiming for something big. We're just going to have to keep the chip damage up as much as we possibly can. So, now might be a good time for Hikaru. Let's give her a go, shall we? Revive out of the grave. And yeah, this is a bit of a strong commitment here, so I think we'll just leave it for now. I could have done the Ritual of Darkness to wipe the field, but then we would have been left with almost nothing. This way we're kind of baiting out an answer to Hikaru. So let's see if he goes for it. Because gold doesn't really have any removals. Well, gold doesn't have any removal spells, period, that can be used to stop Hikaru at this point. Flame Emission would have to target her, and then she would cancel it. Paralyzing Bullet, same sort of thing. So he's thrown out a Paralyzing Bomb, which again doesn't play. I mean, it almost feels like he's trying to build up towards a Doom Machine Dragon, which would be interesting. Very interesting. Alright, so the Paralyzing Bomb goes off. We don't really care too much about that. He hasn't played any further creatures, so we don't need to worry. It's a shame we can't bring out our Goblin Shredder, actually. That would have killed that Hyena nicely, but we'll drop a Goblin Bomb Squad, and then regardless of what happens, the Heineking's going to die. And we'll charge up the rest because we're running, we're sort of running low on resources. We're on the back foot as regards that. And if he's going to bring out a Doom Machine, he's going to do it this turn. Not that the Doom Machine would really help him in this particular instance, so even if he has it, he may decide not to go for it. He's thinking about it, though. But the mono gold... Oh, Pirate Red Eye. Okay, so he's decided not to go for it. It drains the Skeleton Warrior. We don't care about that. Now we can counter the Pirate Red Eye by using Hikaru. Because regardless of who Hikaru transforms, her AoE attack... Oh, interesting. Okay, Barter comes out. So he's trying to steal my Skeleton Knight now. That's actually still fine. We can still use Hikaru to basically end this. So we fire off this. Best would be... What a nice card. Yeah, it is. Thank you. Yes, okay, good. So best was to grab the Skeleton Knight because that prevents him from turning back into a skeleton. Ooh, and our opponent sees what's coming and concedes the fight. Gotta love that ninja. Okay, Prince G, PvP second Dan, so he's been climbing the mastery ranks, that's very cool, using the El Brak hero. No mutants, Mana Light and Dark. Alright, let's see. Oh, nice to meet you, hello. Very chatty people today, it's great, I love it. Okay, Skeleton comes out. Unfortunately, we don't have any one-cost removal spells, which is a weakness of this deck. So instead, we're just going to have to block with Elf. Let's see what she does then. Discards into darkness. Okay, interesting. So Stone Curse? That would be unusual, but possible. Just in case a spell is incoming then, we will drop the Hidden Spider into the grave. And that way we will maintain a board presence regardless. But is Nightmare? Wow, okay. So Nightmare comes out, nerfs our elf. 7 HP. We could remove that with a heavy offering, but I don't really want the extra damage. So we're going to command hunting. Because one way or another, she's still going to be able to level up and then hit us. I would prefer that she hit us with a 4 than with a 6. So, she levels up, and it goes into mana. Skeleton kills our elf. We're going to have to level up ourselves and just give her the XP lead, which is unfortunate, but so it goes. Illusion of Witch, very interesting. Okay, so it's kind of a spell shutdown deck. It also discards cards, which makes me think her darkness may actually be Coco. So we'll drop the Shredder in order to remove that skeleton. And we will put, I think, the Golden Bomb Squad in front of the Illusion of Witch. I don't really want to use spells to remove her because I don't want to charge up her mana if possible. So if the Golden Bomb Squad can kill her, that would be best. But we'll see how it goes. She's got very low mana, so giving her a little extra wouldn't matter too much. And actually, I think we might. 6 HP on that Flying Sword means that we can use a Heavy Offering on it. The Heavy Offering will turn it into a Calamus. Calamus will remove the Illusion of the Witch. Alright, so the Witch discards the Skeleton Knight out of our hand. We're okay with that. She gets 2 mana from the effect, taking her up to 4. Again, no big deal. And if she decides to keep the Calamus on the field by playing creatures to act as sacrifices for it, then we can slowly build up towards a Betrayal and use its attack value for our own. Okay, so Ambush comes out, kills our 2 guys, that activates Hidden Spider, and we're not doing too badly, honestly. Falling behind in terms of health, but our resources are very solid. She's decided not to keep feeding the Calamus, so away that goes. And we've got more than enough resources now to summon basically anything we want. And Witch's Servant Coco comes out. It's a card discard kind of deck used to charge up Coco. Okay, so Hikaru... Hikaru would have been really good there. But Coco's discarded Hikaru. So instead we're going to have to do this. We will use a Flame Emission, betray Coco onto our side of the field, Ritual of Darkness Coco to get Darkness and to charge up our Hidden Spider so that it won't die to the Black Spirit. That gives us now enough nature to summon Hikaru, enough darkness to summon Skeleton Knight or anything else that we want, so that'll be good. Oh, damn. Okay, so Flame Bolt comes out and is going to resummon the Hidden Spider, and that's unfortunately going to drain our nature, so we don't have enough now to summon Hikaru. We can still bring out the Skeleton Knight, though, and she's got no mana left to summon the Illusion of the Witch, no darkness left to summon Coco, so 2 of her big cards, it looks like, are basically out of play now. So, charge up, it does go into nature, which is really good. And let's see. She charges up again. If she revives out of her grave, actually, that would work out really well for us. Ooh, and she does. Perfect. Okay, so now our Skeleton Knight kills the Black Spirit. The Hidden Spider will take her down to 13 HP, which puts her within fatal range if she cannot block both of my creatures. She can't use an AoE removal spell, because the Skeleton Knight will just turn into a skeleton and the Hidden Spider will resummon itself. So what will she do? What will she do? She will concede is what she will do. Okay. A lot of chatty people that like to concede today. Oh well. It was a good fight. Very nice. We didn't get to bring out Hikaru, unfortunately, but it does show you how you can use the rest of the cards as alternate win conditions. And that was the Leaf Ninja Hikaru deck. As you can see, a surprisingly powerful and versatile card, and I get the feeling that we're only just scratching the surface of the possible combinations that you can create with her. So it'll be interesting to see where she goes in the future. Have you tried Ninja Hikaru? Have you come up with some interesting combos, some interesting playstyles? If you have, let me know down in the doobly-doo below. And who knows, maybe we'll showcase her again in another video or perhaps in one of the live streams. She's a lot of fun, definitely one of my top 10 most enjoyed cards to play. So, as always, if you would like to copy this deck directly into your game, there's the share code up in the top right-hand corner. And I hope you have fun with it. That's all from me, and that's all for this video. So, thanks for watching, and a special thank you to all the Arcanauts who have subscribed so far. Until next time, have fun, and good luck.